Everybody. This is Keelyn. We're going to talk about the last 8 months that we've been working together, kind of where she was whenever she started and the progress that she's seen so far working together. Yeah, Keelyn, just kind of introduce yourself and kind of, if you could, let's break down where you were at. I guess like when you kind of first joined.
Yeah. So I'm Keelan. I'm about to be 28 years old. So kind of that middle age there. I've been in school for a while, so kind of busy-ish lifestyle. But I guess before working with you, I've always been an active person through like sports and just every bit of my lifestyle trying to work out. And then always nutritionally has been an issue. So staying active has been good, but then there's always that lack of nutrition. So not really seeing results that I would want to. So that was the main thing, just kind of wanting to dial that in and able to see good results.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Because you
so
were already working out. I mean,
yeah.
like how many days a week?
Trying to do at least like 4 or 5 days, obviously depending on schedules and stuff. But so yeah, I mean, it can definitely be super frustrating putting in like time in the gym and not getting results, but always knowing in the back of my head that it's nutrition related.
Mm-hmm.
The, I guess, will to put that effort in and be consistent is always the problem with a lot of people, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's tough because you do CrossFit for training. And
Yeah.
so I think with CrossFitters especially, they get extra frustrated because CrossFit's really hard. And whenever you're doing a really hard workout for 5, sometimes 6 days a week, and you're like
Mhm.
on the floor for 5 minutes after a workout, and then you're still like looking in the mirror, after a year or more of
Yeah.
doing that, and you're just like, why am I why do I not look as fit as like I think I should if I'm going that hard in the gym, 4, 5, 6 days a week, whatever it is. It can be, I
Right.
think, extra frustrating for CrossFitters because it's really, really hard. And then they're just like, how am I how am I not seeing results? Like I'm like working my ass off in the gym,
Exactly.
every
Yeah.
time I come in. Um, so we connected through Caroline Stanley, which is a CrossFit Games athlete that I work with, and then you guys work together.
Yeah.
So she kind of connected us, and I guess like so when she connected us, you came on, we started working together. Where were you at, like on the scale side of things?
So I was at 210, definitely the heaviest I've ever been. And then I'm now down about a little over 50 pounds.
Yeah,
So
in the past eight
feeling pretty
months.
good, seeing a lot of changes
Yep.
uh,
Yeah.
there.
What about like, obviously we talk about this all the time, but it's not just this like number that we're chasing, right? Of like, oh, we got to get to this, we got to get to this. Like, yes, we're trying to lose body fat, but we're also trying to make sure that you stay strong and are
Right.
feeling really fueled for your workouts because you're still, going in and training with Caroline and like doing hard workouts and trying to, get new skills and string together toes to bar and kick up on your
Right.
hands and do all these, cool things and set PRs at the same time. I think a lot of people think they need to choose to lean down and focus on, aerobic stuff or gymnastics, or oh, I need to bulk up a little bit and focus on the strength side of things, right? Get a
Right.
little bit stronger. And so kind of like if you could walk me through like some improvements that you've made, outside of the scale, just like how you felt in the gym or new skills or, even PRs while you're, significantly lighter.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely, obviously the number on the scale has come down, but I mean, I've seen a lot of good things as far as strength wise. I mean, I would say from the beginning of the year, I mean, I would say, like say back squat from the beginning of the year, I've probably increased like 20, 25 pounds with that.
Mhm.
Um, so definitely seeing PRs and different movements. Um, Noticeably like I guess like endurance. and just like stamina during workout, especially metcons, I feel a lot better.
Yeah,
Obviously being lighter helps. So,
for sure.
but like even just like energy wise, getting better sleep, fueling before the gym, because I was always one that like didn't really eat breakfast. I would definitely go to the gym on an empty stomach. Um, so that has helped a lot trying to get like those carbs in before hitting the gym. Um, and then just like I guess like the confidence of like trying new things, like, trying to do like wall walks and different like gymnastic things. I've actually been like more confident in trying those new things. So that's
Mhm.
been really cool.
Yeah, like just feeling more more capable of
Yeah, yeah.
being able to like push those new skills because you feel yeah, more confident in like your body's abilities. Um yeah, I think that's like something that a lot of people I guess whenever they join or they like start working with me, it's a lot of talk about the body comp side of things, right? Like
Mhm.
a lot of like, Liv, I really want to see, 150 pounds on the scale, and I haven't seen that in the past 10 years or whatever it is. And it's a lot of like focus on how they look in the mirror and their pant size and what's on the
Mhm.
scale and all that stuff. But as we start working together, it's cool because they start to experience wins that are so, far beyond the scale itself, whether that's in the gym, or their relationship with food, or, their, confidence, right, in general. If you could kind of talk to me a little bit about the relationship with food side of things, and how that has kind of changed the past few months.
Yeah, so I think, the biggest thing, which I know you preach a lot and stuff on social media, but like just like eating the real food. I mean, cutting out like all of that processed food has been a huge thing. I mean, and it's a lot easier than people think too.
Hmm.
Like literally just picking up fruits and veggies and your meats. It's not like I feel like everybody thinks that it's going to be like this whole thing. You got to meal prep, you got to, buy all these different things at the grocery store, but it's really just like it's been super easy.
Yeah,
And, working with you with not weighing everything out, not tracking everything, it makes meal prepping easy because I mean, you get on kind of a roll of what everything is as far as like gram wise. Um, I mean, it's been super easy and straightforward, and I've I've gotten to the point where like I don't crave anything. Like I don't want those, processed foods and cakes and all those things like
right.
that. So it's been super
Yeah.
easy and definitely a lot easier than I expected, especially just, getting in that groove of things. It's been good. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like kind of it's one of those things that they don't know that they're going to experience, and then all of a sudden they're like, I just don't crave that stuff anymore. Like, and when I do have it, all of a sudden, like, I do not feel good like afterwards, right? Like because your body's so used to not having that now and actually having real food to use as energy. And so when you start to, go back into old ways a little bit, it's kind of like, whoa, like
Yeah.
no thanks. Um, yeah, no, I think that that's really cool to hear you say that it was like this hasn't been something that's like feels like this part-time job or feels like this super complicated plan because something we talk about a lot, and obviously we've been doing this for 8 months, is like the sustainability side of things, right?
Mhm.
Like making sure that, yes, you're following a plan that's getting you results, but it's not this like extreme way where it's going to leave you, in 3 months from now, back at square one because you're just not able to continue at that like level of caloric deficit or just like really strict meal plan and things like that. So you obviously have been able to sustain it, which is really cool. Um,
Mhm.
I guess like could you break down or if you could pinpoint what makes like my program that like on your side so effective? Like what do you think like that is? Like I guess if you had to pinpoint it.
Honestly, like the ease of it for one. I'm not sitting there like worried about like tracking every calorie, tracking, I'm just like I get my meal, I take my picture, send it, and meal prepping obviously helps a lot. Like you're not, rushing around during the day trying to figure out something to eat. But really, I mean, honestly, just like eating, like I said, the real foods, the whole foods, not, going to somewhere on lunch and picking up fast food. Having that stuff prepped and ready to eat is has been a big thing for me.
Mhm.
Um, Especially during like a work week at lunch, I was always one to just run and grab something real quick. But just those whole foods, protein, getting the carbs in and like clean carbs too, I guess.
Mm.
So like you've said, the fruits and trying to stay away from a lot of the like, I guess,
The like refined carbs.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of paying attention to that. But honestly, just the ease of everything, the way you've kind of got it programmed out where it's easy to, just flip and look at, how much sweet potatoes would be. And kind of like the first couple weeks, I feel like we're kind of like I had to really go to the app and, look at what's what. And but
Yep.
then if I've always been one that will eat kind of the same things anyways. So then
Right.
I kind of get where like I know this, this, and this. I don't have to go back every time and look.
Yeah, and it's just like anything, right? It gives you that like you build the habit, right?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
building the habit of like, okay, this is, how much I need of this, how much I need of this based off of your plan that's created around
Yeah.
where you're at, where you want to go, your goals, right? And your lifestyle, right? Like you're
Yeah.
obviously working on your feet a lot of the day. So like making sure it's, built around your schedule, built around your lifestyle is obviously, something I think makes it a lot more sustainable, right? Instead
Mhm.
of like, expecting, you to eat at certain times or certain things when it's like,
Yeah.
not built around, when you work out or your daily kind of schedule and flow. Just it can just like
Mhm.
plug into your life. Um, no, that's that like I think that it makes me happy to hear because I think people feel like they need this like okay I'm tracking macros and have this really complicated plan but I can only really do it for a couple of days because I got like kids and dogs and a life
Yeah.
and like all this other stuff that I'm juggling and so like yeah that works for a couple of days and then I kind of like go off the rails and it's like the weekend and I end up binge eating all the pizza and ice cream that I can because like on Monday I'm gonna go back to tracking everything
Right.
right? And
Yeah.
like people feel just stuck between these two and they just like stay on that hamster wheel for literally years because they just feel like there's not another way to do it. There's not a simpler way that will actually also get them results, right? Like when I was going back and forth for 4 years, like tracking and just being like, I don't know what else to do. That's how I felt. I was like, well, dude, if I stop tracking, I'm going to like gain 10 pounds overnight, like it was just like kind of scary to let go of. But obviously like you've seen um amazing results without needing to, carry around a food scale and
Yeah.
track and weigh and measure everything, which is super cool and obviously a way more sustainable and healthy way of doing things. Really last like question I have for you is kind of what would you say to people that are kind of, maybe skeptical about joining or don't know if it's the right fit for them or don't know if they're actually going to get results or
Mhm.
improve their relationship with food? Like, I guess now that you're, you've been doing this, we've been, working together hand in hand for the past 8 months. Like, what would you kind of say to someone that's like on the fence?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's a big it's a big commitment. I mean, to, you got to go into it knowing that you're gonna put the effort in and you're gonna, you know, try your best to be consistent. But I think that, once you start seeing those results, it's gonna be like a huge motivation factor. Right off the bat, I was seeing results, maybe not like looking in the mirror, but on the scale. I'm seeing it. And then, I mean, it wasn't like a couple weeks and I was having people be like, oh, like, your face looks thinner or like, your clothes look more baggy. So just those like factors there, I think are going to help motivate you. And it's going to make it all easier because you're going to want to keep seeing those results. But I think the main thing is just you got to be ready to be consistent and put the work in and not like it's a lot of work, but just stay consistent with it and you're going to see the results and that's going to make everything easier and keep you wanting to go further. But
Yeah, just like more and more and more, right? Like I know you've had to buy definitely a few sizes down of
yeah,
scrubs.
my scrub, yeah, for sure. And I was actually thinking about it. Like my two pood belt, I wasn't like when at the beginning of the year I had a large and I just had to buy a small. So
Let's go from a large just straight to a small. I love that. Yeah, like down like buying new clothes, new
yeah,
lifting belts, new scrubs, right? Like
it's
super cool.
expensive,
I
but
mean,
it's fun. So
yeah, exactly. And like I think it's cool too, like just a couple weeks in. I really think some of the best validation for anyone is having other people notice our hard
yeah,
work, right? And so having someone, at work be like, "Hey, like you look thinner," or like I can tell in your, face that you did something. Like what's going on? Like that's just so validating of your hard work and your consistency. And I think those things go such a long way for getting people to continue,
yeah,
right? Keep going,
for
keep
sure.
going, keep going.
Yeah.
So yeah, like what's I guess last question, what's like the what's next for you? We've obviously hit some really big milestones. I think like when we started, it was like, hey, I want to get this number, we knocked that out. It's like want to get this. So kind of what's like the next thing you want to see and hit?
I don't know. I mean, definitely, I feel like I still like, like midsection, I want to see like some more changes and stuff there, but like definitely like just performance wise in the gym, I want to, be able to do more of the like gymnastic things and um feel stronger and just keep grinding in the gym. So I'm ready
Yeah.
to keep
Focus on the
going.
performance side of things. I love it. Heck yeah, dude. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I super appreciate it. If you want amazing results like Keelan, there's gonna be a link down below this video where you can book in a call with me. We'll kind of chat about where you're at, where you want to be, and see if I can help. Thanks so much, dude. And bye, everybody.